Hi, John Kavakis here for My Take. Today we're going to take a look at Goldvarg's 1948 Chevrolet Fleetmaster station wagon. Now, the original design for this wagon came out in 1941, 1942. Of course, they had the interruption for the war. It was warmed over, designed for 1946, but the design was freshened somewhat for 1948. Now, this was the last year that Chevrolet made a wooden wagon. It came with the 216 cubic inch stove bolt 6-cylinder engine, made 90 horsepower. That engine hung around General Motors for over 70 years. Now, this Chevy only weighed 3,500 pounds, just a little over it. So the performance was okay. It held 8 passengers, but the Woodies took a lot of manual labor to get them done. There was a lot of hands-on work to do them. So the MSRP on the wagon was significantly higher than on the sedans and the two-doors. And so Chevrolet was sales leader back then. They were doing fantastic, but that high price took its toll on the sales of the wagons. They only sold 10,000 of them, so they were pretty rare. And you know, keeping them took a lot of upkeep. There was maintenance that had to be done on the wood. There was a lot of shaking and rattling as you drove them around. So sometime around the early 50s or so, the surfing folk, the whole surfing subculture out on the West Coast, began to snatch up old Woodies. And they would fix them up in their yard. You know, they'd take care of the wood and so on and so forth, and maybe customize them a little bit. And it became a pretty big thing because they could buy them cheaply and they could work on them themselves. They could throw the surfboards on the top. All their friends could get inside and they could run down to the beach. So the model we have here is a reflection of what a surf Woody would have looked like back in the day. This is actually in satin green. And Goldvarg has given us an incredible amount of detail on this. Let's put it on the turntable here and take a look at it. So again, the paint is fantastic. They've done a great job of the texture on the roof on this one. It was a cloth vinyl-like covering for the roof, and they did a really nice job of bringing that out. The wood trim, very well rendered. Great light frames around it. Really nice wood grain effect to the inserts. Just done a good job. And you know, this is the third or fourth Woody that I've seen from Goldvarg, and they do a nice job in replicating the wood. And of course, the details are just there. They're just fantastic. The chrome gas cap on the passenger side rear fender, the separate door handles. This one's got mirrors. It's got a spotlight. Looks fantastic. They're photo etch windshield wipers and frame around the windshield, but they do a really good job with it. It's to scale and it looks good. Lensing is phenomenal as usual. The grille, dimensional, fantastic. The Chevy emblem on the hood has a little bit of color to it, and it's well rendered. The hood mascot looks fantastic. The one tail light in the back and that split bumper that at first you might think would be custom, but it's the way they came. Nice job on it, and Goldvarg has even gone so far as to put California plates on the thing because it's a surf wagon. So I want to mention the wheels. You know, we saw this. We saw fantastic wheels on the 62 Oldsmobile, and I'm seeing the same thing here. These are really well rendered. They've got the body color wheels with the chrome insert and the very delicate, very small Chevrolet emblem across the center of the wheel cover, the right side white wall tires. This is just an amazing model. Inside, boy, they went over the top on the inside. The dash is fantastic. The steering wheel is amazing. They've got not just the right configuration on the seats, but the frames around the seats. The door panels have that wood look to them. They have separate handles for the windows and the door panel. And they've even gone so far as to duplicate the framing on the headliner. It looks like a real Woody. And just kind of slipping up, opening up that rear window so that you can see some of the detail helps you appreciate this. This is just a fantastic model. And you know, I do not give 5 stars readily to anything. I'm hesitant to give any model a complete 5-star rating. I've done a lot of models that are right up there. They're 4, 4.25, 4.5, 4.75 stars. And that's because there's a lot of really good models out there. But this is another one. We look at fidelity, we put the calipers to it. They've got the image of the car is perfect. It's a 5. It's a 5 for trim, lensing, and badging, a 5 for color, a 5 for interior detail, a 5 for wheels and tires, and then that value, that $99 price, which includes, not just all of this detail, but the licensing and the integrity of doing business with the manufacturers in the United States, gets a 5 on it. And once again, it's the second model in a row from Goldvarg that comes up with 30 points out of 30 points and a 5-star rating. So the 1948 Chevrolet Fleetmaster station wagon gets a 5-star rating. Hey, thanks for listening. I'll be back with you again sometime soon.